My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today, and yes, you can also be a part of this show. Do well to subscribe to our channel, turn on your notification button, connect with us across all our social media platforms so that you get to receive our notifications. Where we are the streets of Port Harcourt, like we've been doing, to get to see the reactions and thoughts of people as regards the headlines making rounds on the papers. Well, before we go into that, let's first look into the papers and see what the stories look like. First, we'll be looking at the Nation's newspaper. And lest I forget, Happy New Month to you out there. Today being Friday, March 1st, 2024, we could see as headline here read, "Restructuring is the way out of economic crisis," says Shoyinka. Details of the story is found on page 5. Nigeria making progress, says Oti. Details is found on page 5 also. CBN board nominee Kalu Eke rejects appointment. Details is found on page 3. Osimhen, Oshola top speech award nominees. Details is found on page 17. We can see at the main story here, it reads, Tinubu, Labour's constant strike calls unacceptable. Sub-story under that reads, anyone interested in politics should wait till 2027 or allow peace to reign. Details of the story is found on page 4. Lagos Red Rail Line takes off. Sub-story under that reads, President declares legacy projects open. Details is found on page 2. Navy hands over vessel, 13 crew members to EFCC. Details of this story is found on page 6. And that's all we'll be taking on the Nation's newspaper. And moving on, we'll be looking at the Daily Sun newspaper. We could see as headline here, it reads, Nigeria must decentralize. Nigeria must be decentralized, says Shoyinka. Sub-story under that reads, President's reform, good for country, says Information Minister. We see at the main story reads, Tinubu angry with NLC. Sub-stories under that reads, says calling for strikes in 9 months unacceptable. Vows to continue with reforms, fight corruption. Commission red line in Lagos. Details of the story is found on page 6. Peter Obi slams CBN's new interest rate, CRR hikes. Sub-story under that reads, warns of more economic hardship, job losses for Nigerians. Details of the story is found on page 2. Benue confirms 9 deaths, 46 cases of Lassa fever. Details of this sad story is found on page 4. Troops kill 974 terrorists, rescue 466 kidnapped victims in February. Sub-story under that reads, airstrikes kill 3 top ISWAP commanders, over 80 others. Details is found on page 4. Zulum warns on merging army varsity with NDA, says it will help Boko Haram. Details is found on page 28. Senate approves bill to extend NAS workers' service to 65 years. Details is found on page 26. Rep proposes mandatory drug test for school students. Details is found on page 26, and that's all we'll be taking on the Daily Sun newspaper. And lastly for today, we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper. We could see as headline, and the main story here reads, Punch at 50, past confabs deceitful. Nigeria must decentralize, says Shoyinka. Sub-stories under and read, past confabs organizers not serious. Punch celebrates 50 years of impact as anniversary lecture. Federal government vows to end hardship. Details of this story is found on page 2, 8, 9, 10, and 14 of the Punch newspaper. You could see it takes a whole lot of pages in the Punch newspaper. You can see here it says 974 Boko Haram terrorists killed in February, says DHQ. Details of this story is found on page 3. Protests in Edo as stray bullet kills man. Details of this story is found on page 5. Reps raises 23-man panel on Oran Sanye's report, demand review. Details is found on page 23, and that's all we're taking on the Punch newspaper. Now let's get to see the reactions of people on the street. Let's get to hear what they have to say as regards the stories making rounds on the papers. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I'd like your thoughts on the Daily Sun newspaper that says Tinubu angry with Labour Congress, saying calling for strikes in 9 months unacceptable. You know, he's just 9 months in office and he's complaining that they've called strikes and protests.
They will pretend that they are going for a strike for the interest of the youth, in short, for the interest of the people. But at the end, you will see that they will not even go for strike. They will tell you that it's 2 days, 3 days they are going for a strike. No going for a strike because of why? Some of them are going at the back to collect bribe. That's why you can see that even the president of this country, which is no other person than the sitting president, Tinubu Boladi, even in challenging them. Imagine the city president is challenging NLC,
which is supposed to be so.
Which is not supposed to be so. So we are even angry more than even them, because if they protest, and although most of us we cannot be able to come out because of the way the country is, but we are passing through under them. But if they stand and say, this is what you are going to do, this is what you are going to do, I believe Nigeria will go forward, and other people which is going on that will go forward. But I remember when the former governor of Edo State, which is Oshomole, was in their party, even though things are going wrong a little bit, but it's not like that. He takes things as a serious something.
Exactly.
Everything, once he said Labour Party is going for vacation, Labour Party was going for vacation. They will protest in everything. But this present seat, these present people now, they are just taking money. They will tell that they are going for vacation, they are going for vacation, they are going for vacation. They will just take money, and once they bribe them, they will lift them. Once they bribe them, they will uplift the strike, that they are not going for any strike again. Which we, the youth, the incoming youth, because they say that the youth are the leader of this tomorrow.
Exactly.
But I'm not sure that even the present now, what Labour Congress is doing, the youth are the futures of tomorrow, because they are not giving us what we want. So I'm begging the youth, the men and the women of this country, which is our great country, Nigeria, please, let's come together. If these people cannot be able to protest and stand for their rights, let's we also stand and fight for our rights too. For we to remove the leaders that is there inside the Labour Congress, the people that are taking bribe, they should remove them and replace another people, because we still have more people that is more educated, more people that is educated than them. Like me, I'm not happy. To be frank, I'm not happy.
Because the hardship is affecting
everywhere. Come to Rivers State, you can see that not only Rivers State, everywhere in the country, mostly in Nigeria, you will see some people that are knowledgeable, are well trained, are well understanding. Those them that went for school, that can be able to train others. They cannot be able to train others. Most of us cannot be able to afford things. But why this is something that we afford? Can you imagine that you work for somebody after the 31st day, after the ending of the month, someone will not pay 10,000, and someone will tell you that don't be annoyed, money, there is no money. You will see that most of educated women are working entirely. Everywhere is messed up. To me, if it is like this, the country will not be good. But I believe that with this, the president will understand that yes, this is what is going on. They should remove those particular people that are taking the bribe from the back. Because I believe that not all of them that is taking the bribe. They should pitch them out, then fix another new people that can be able to work. If those people too cannot be able to work, that is how they will do.
Now, just a few days ago, this Labour Congress gave a demand, 17-point demand to the president to meet up to, which include removing hardship, tackling insecurity, opening border to import food and cement, right? All these things now. Are you sure that, do you think the president would solve this demand, knowing that he has said all this to the Labour Congress?
Let me tell you, the president himself can be able to uplift to open the border. But the major thing, those people that is presenting us in our Senate, those senators and those House of Reps members that is presenting us in everywhere, once the man open the border, you will see that they are the same people that will go and meet the man. Mr. President, this thing that he did, we are coming down. So lock this place. They are the difficult people. They are the people that is doing all these things. Because the president did not have intention of locking that place. Even though he has the intention of locking that place, it's people that will tell him. Because I think every member, like every department of this presidential something, have their own advisors.
Exactly.
They have advisors for Minister of Information. We have advisors to the president. Everything, the president is hearing those things. But because of those senators and those men, those evil men, those big men, that's why you see that once the president do this thing, they will go back, and it's like they are the people that is ruling. They are the people that is ruling, not the president is ruling by the country. They are the people that is ruling the president. That's why the thing is like this, because I believe that one thing I understand, that the previous president that just left, this sitting administration was in the midst of those people. Okay. So now that this sitting
like continuing
something, why the thing is disturbing? It's not like that. Go to other countries. Children are the people that is doing most of the things, producing one thing to the other. But in this country, Nigeria, it's not like that. Why are we blocking the border for? If you want to block the border for those outside countries that did not have the license to enter the country. Not you blocking the food, not you. Even though you block, we are not producing. The little things we are producing is not even containing the masses.
All right, thank you very much. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like your thoughts on this story on the Nation that says restructuring is the way out of economic crisis, says Wole Soyinka. We know that Nigeria is in a mess at this moment. So he's suggesting that they look into the economy and restructure every angle. And restructuring means some persons will lose their job, some persons would stay, and new persons would enter. What do you have to say about everything in general?
Nothing like research. Restructuring is not the solution.
Okay.
What the solution is for Nigerians to make the things to be good for the citizen.
Okay.
Like the price of products that are selling in the market has two costs. People are dying of hunger. No job for the youth. No employment, no nothing for the youth. So these are not the restructuring is not is not the solution. Let them create jobs for the youth. Let the government create jobs for the youth. People are dying of hunger. People don't have good job to do. People are suffering.
Even the price of transport fare.
The price of transport fare, fuel are increasing, everything is increasing, and nobody cares. Government don't care to anybody. It's crazy. Youth are suffering. Nothing. So I pray that government should do something.
But with the view of the current government, do you think there's hope for Nigeria at the moment, seeing how our economy is?
I don't think there is no hope. There is no hope at all. The Nigeria is sinking down. Nigeria is sinking down. Nothing. There is no hope at all. Nigeria should do something for the masses. We are suffering. We as citizens are suffering. People are dying of hunger. Every day you record many things, many evil things are happening. Nigeria should do something. Price of things, even for people to eat food is a very big problem.
But we know that before now, truth be told, that the economy has been bad. Like before the Tinubu administration, the country has already been bad. So he met the country in problems already, although the problems and the hardship increased. But we know that the country has already been bad. So maybe that's one of the reasons. You think that's one of the reasons why we are in this situation at the moment?
You talk about we are already in problem before Tinubu comes in as a president.
Exactly.
We are already in problems. But Tinubu himself as a president on new Nigeria government can still do something. You understand? So what we are suffering now is economic problem, and we are suffering unemployed. We are suffering so many crises, everything. So Nigeria problem is too much. I think Nigeria government should do something because we are suffering a lot.
But can we say that with looking how President Buhari and President Tinubu has been carrying out, his plans since when he has been sworn in, do you think he's making good plans? Because what he does, how he carries out his plan will determine how the country will be from now to the end of his tenure.
He's making a good plans, but the plan has not been actualized.
Okay.
He's making a good plan, but plans have not been actualized. So we talk to God. We cry to government that government should help us, because you making a plan is good, but the plan you make have not yet actualized. Is in vain.
So whose fault is it that the plans of the president has not been actualized? Is it coming from the government or from the people?
It's coming from the government.
Okay. It's
coming from the government. People, the masses are just like a children. You understand? Once the government impose the plans, it will be actualized.
Okay.
But since they are not if they are not serious, how can their plan be actualized?
Now, the one last question. Do you think the federal government is feeling this hardship that we, the common Nigerians, are facing?
They are not feeling it. If they are feeling it,
why do you say so?
If they are feeling it, they are well to do. They have their money. They have everything about them. Their children are schooling abroad, outside country.
And they go for medical treatment.
They have enough food to eat. They have enough cars to drive. They have everything. But they forgot that the poor children, the poor ones are suffering in the country. It's very bad. And that is why the crime will not end. The crime will still continue in this country. If the government of this country did not do something reasonable to the masses, the crime will still continue. And they cry corruption, every day corruption. If they do something for this country, let them do something reasonable. Otherwise, the crimes will still continue. The ones that are coming ahead It's not me, oh, but the way I'm seeing things, the one that are coming ahead be worse than this.
Right. Thank you very much. All right. This is where we get to draw our curtains for today. You've heard what has been discussed here so far. If you have a counter opinion, or if you have a suggestion, idea, or anything else to add to it, please slide to our comment section and drop your comments. This is the newspaper review here on TAF TV. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today. See you next time.